Halo Sobat Baca, welcome back to Diplomatic Club kuatbaca.com. Nah, kali ini kita akan jelajahi, explore hubungan bilateral antara Indonesia dengan Hungaria bersama Miss Lila Karsai, Duta Besar Hungaria untuk Indonesia. Seperti apa obrolannya? Yuk, ikuti saya untuk obrolan berikut. Your Excellency, thank you for joining us today. This year, if I'm not wrong, is marks 70 years relationship between Indonesia and Hungary. We've seen your media social, Instagram, like that, and we seen that you're actively engaging with Indonesia university, creative community, and local initiative. It seems you quietly build unique engagement, unique relationship with Indonesian people here. So today we want to hear your story. What is your most inspiring moment from your experiences? So while we walk, we want you to recall your first your most first impression when you arrived in Indonesia. What struck you the most?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me and welcome to the Embassy of Hungary. Indeed, we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of our diplomatic relations, which is like a very nice rounded number. And we tried this year also focusing a little bit to strengthen the relations, not just on the political or business level, but also culturally. And for sure, one of the most important part is education or engaging people-to-people connections. Well, I'm living here in Indonesia for 9 years already. I am ambassador for 4 years, but before I was here in the private sector. So my impressions then was very, very different than what I have now. For sure, it was a completely new city for me, a new country. I studied in China before, so I had some kind of impression about Asia, but it was completely different here in Indonesia. One thing which was very memorable for me, and it's keep reminding me that how kind Indonesian people are. So the hospitality, I believe that these are some genuine kindness what Indonesian people do towards foreigner people, very welcoming environment, and that I felt from the very first moment, which I still believe is there.
Okay, you still believe. So you already live here for 9 years. Okay. So how has your perspective evolved for 9 years?
I think it's very impressive what Indonesia is doing in the past 9 years. I like to use this analogy that when I arrived here 9 years ago and I took the taxi to come to downtown, it was impossible to imagine to not pay with cash or, like if I was giving the 100,000 rupiah, usually I couldn't get back any change because the driver didn't have. And now I cannot imagine for not paying with Qris. Everything is on my phone. I don't even, I don't necessarily have to carry any cash with me because I can simply pay everywhere with my Qris, with my phone. So I think it shows very well that how rapidly the Indonesian economy could grow.
Actually, it's happened to me too. So, what do you enjoy the most from this daily life in Indonesia?
For sure, it's very challenging on so many levels because it is very different from the European ones. First of all, for not being able to walk is definitely something that makes it is strange for foreigners for the first time. On another hand, on so many levels, my life is very easy, and it is something that we don't have also in Europe. Like the people that I can work with, the amount of people I can work with, they are very hardworking people, and also like the life here is just simply can be easy to get a taxi very fast for a very affordable value. To travel connectivity, I think it's not bad at all. The accessibility for many things like European products, for example, it's not that difficult neither. So I can still find my comfort place and food here in Indonesia. So I think from this point of view, life is easy, life is comfortable for sure.
It's really comfortable to live in Indonesia,
Yes.
even though it's quite difficult to walk. You wrote
Yes.
like that. So you mentioned a lot, Ambassador. So if you could describe Indonesia in 3 words, what would that be?
That's a very difficult question, but I think I would choose maybe diverse. Of course, Indonesia, so many islands, so many cultures. There is always something to discover. Like I believe even a lifetime is not enough to visit every corner of the country and to meet new people, different customs. And I think it is very impressive to see such a big country and so much to learn about the different cultures. The other thing is safe. I think Indonesia is a very safe place. Since the beginning I moved here, I never felt in danger. There is no place I could name here in Jakarta where I wouldn't recommend people to visit, because even though it is not like, for example, China, where you have the CCTV every corner, here you don't need, and yet still so safe that I think it is very rare these days in many places, also, for example, in Europe. However, I believe Hungary is one of the safest places, so I'm very proud to say that.
Yeah.
And the third thing is strategic, as Southeast Asia also is a very rapidly growing economies and societies, and Indonesia is the biggest economy among even the ASEAN. I think it is very important that politically pay attention, much more attention on this region, because this is where we can see still room to grow, and how we can see each other as a trustworthy partner with Europe.
Okay. You know, it's really always inspiring to hear about Indonesia from a friend. So, Ambassador mentioned about strategic. So, for next scene, we will talk deeply, explore about how strategic Indonesia for Hungary. So, stay tuned. Kita sudah mendengar cerita yang hangat dari Duta Besar Hungaria tentang bagaimana impresinya ketika sampai di Indonesia dan bagaimana itu berubah dengan waktu 9 tahun masa tinggalnya di Indonesia, dan itu sangat menarik sekali. So now it's time to explore more deeper about into Indonesia and Hungary relationship today. So, Your Excellency, we take a note that Indonesia and Hungary are strengthening partnership in many fields. You mentioned a few fields in our discussion, and with the conclusion of the IU-SEPA, how do you see the new opportunity emerging for Indonesia and Hungary bilateral relationship?
I think it is a very important milestone, because this is not just a piece of paper that we signed and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
But of course, as it was concluded after 9 years, I think both parties see the importance of it. One of the most important elements of this to show that the two sides are showing trust for each other.
Yeah.
This is something that everyone is looking for in today's global politics, that who are the partners we should team up with in order to grow, to aim growth.
for both parties. So this is why I think this is one of the most important achievement in the past 10 years between the two regions. And of course, Indonesia, as I mentioned before, is a strategic partner. It's becoming more and more important for each member state's bilateral level as well. So for sure, this gives a little bit like a framework for how to do business, what we are accepting from both parts, what the other can offer to each other. So this also gives like a good ideas for the companies that what we should focus on more. But of course, it is very important to identify what is the real need for each, for the EU and Indonesia. From Hungarian perspective, as size-wise, we are much smaller comparing to Indonesia. We are trying to focus much more on technology transfer. There are several fields that we see as the priorities of the Prabowo government. For example, food resilience, we offer some agrotechnology for disaster management, which is always very...
That's definitely we need that.
It is always needed.
Yeah.
We see some good Hungarian companies to introduce also in fintech, cybersecurity, smart city solutions. We see that these are very much welcomed because Indonesia has a lot of resources, like human resources for the as the demographics keep growing. You have also raw materials, but what I see that is rather missing for the very moment is the technology itself. So this is how Hungary would like to contribute to Indonesia. And of course, there are a lot of products to bring from Indonesia, products and human resources as well. So this is what I think Hungary and Indonesia can do in the framework of the EU SEPA.
Yeah, and our government is already mentioned several times about the need of technology in that field. So, beside the framework has been formed and we know each other needs. So, what a concrete step can businesses from both countries take a fully maximize this opportunity from EU SEPA? Can you comment about that?
I think it's very important to make, for example, Hungarian companies more sensitive about Indonesia as a market. To see that this is a new opportunity that hasn't been maximized yet, although we have some good numbers and we have some important projects already ongoing. But this is a great way also for Indonesia to prove that it is a safe country also for example, for investment. Of course, as Danantara was just created, and there are some also focus points for the Indonesian government in order to attract the foreign direct investments. I think there is still a lot of things to do, but they are on a good path. But it's very important to show Hungary and to other EU member states that this is the place where they should come. They should do business. Of course, there are certain tools which I believe has already been done on several levels, like hosting conferences on some certain fields of expertise, or connecting with the right institutions which are helping the companies. For example, Hungarian Export Promotion Agency or ITPC for Indonesian companies to have expos together. So there are a few tools which are making it easier for accessing to each other. But most importantly, I think the very first step is to introduce the two parties to each other and show that Indonesia is the new market where they should enter.
So it's not just introduce Indonesia that Hungary have a great potential for technology, but businessmen in Hungary must know about the potential in Indonesia. That's what you mean, Ambassador?
Yes, because Indonesia is very far and many companies are not very sure if this is the place they should come, because coming to Indonesia, it takes time and it takes other kind of efforts that they have to do. They have to invest with their time, with their money, and not every Hungarian company is able to, as 99% of the Hungarian companies are small and medium-sized enterprises. many times they need to be very careful about where they spend their money and how they are trying to optimize their export activities. So from this sense, the embassy has a very important role, not just to show that Indonesia is the right place to come, but also we can help the Hungarian companies. The Indonesian market is very particular, in my opinion, from this sense that if the embassy goes to a ministry, let's say, or a governmental institution, together with the Hungarian company, we are received, and this is a kind of endorsement in the eye of the Indonesian partner that if the Hungarian government through the embassy is supporting this company, it must be good and it must be trustworthy. So I definitely feel the added value that the embassy can do for these companies, and of course the Indonesian side can do exactly the same. So if there are activities that ITPC or the Embassy of Indonesia is doing in Hungary, I definitely believe that the visibility will be there, and it can build the stronger bonds between the business partners.
That's quite plan, quite strategy in the next year. We can see that. In AYUSEPA, Indonesia emphasized the importance of medium and small scale of economic. So how can Hungary can support Indonesia MSME, medium small and medium small scale Indonesia to enter the European market? Is there any possibility to do that?
Well, it's a tough question because just like in Hungary, in Indonesia also approximately 99% of the companies are micro, small or medium-sized enterprises. So this is definitely, I think, the role of the government as well, to train, to educate these companies and to give them all the tools to enable them to enter to the such a far country or market as the European Union can be considered as one big market. That is definitely a big potential because Hungary is a country with 9 million people. For sure, if an Indonesian company decides to enter the Hungarian market, it might not be as big as if we think about the EU as like approximately 450 million people. And of course, the company has to be ready to export. What I see also from the Hungarian companies' side, that many of them, they might have a very good product or service. They are just simply not ready to enter to the other markets, not within the European Union, but outside of the European Union. And for that, the Hungarian government has a lot of strategies, and they give a lot of tools and a lot of financial support to help them via different ways. For example, for the Embassy of Hungary, we get some financial resources to organize business forums. We have the Unindotech Business Forum for the 6th times we are organizing, which is a technology-focused business forum, and the Hungarian companies are welcome to come. We have expert talks, we have B2B meetings, and these are the things that normally a Hungarian company is not able to do by themselves. So definitely, I think they should rely on those governmental institutions, the embassies that can help them to give information like market information, so they can decide if this is the right place for them to come or not. And of course, I see the value in the MSMEs, like if they have some kind of, as I mentioned, technology or innovation. This is the added value they can bring to the table, because sometimes to sell products maybe with not a very high value, maybe it's much more work to do than what the return will be realized. So this is why I think we definitely have from the governmental side a lot of things to do in order to help them. But Hungarian and Indonesian companies have to be aware if their product or service is possible to export or not.
Yeah, with the note that the product can adapt with standard of European Union, right? If we want to export to European, so we noticed that one of the most strategy that government of Indonesia is to help this MSME from Indonesia to get better to export to European Union is how this product can meet the European standard. From your perspective, from the Hungarian perspective, is that hard from a product from another country, especially from Indonesia, to meet the standard of the Hungarian market?
It very much depends on the product, for
really?
sure. So, of course, it doesn't matter if it is a piece of furniture or if it's food or cosmetics, which gets like in direct contact with the people. So, for sure, there are challenges, I can tell. But what I see, it could be an easy way to prepare the Indonesian companies to be ready for the certification from the European Union for their product if we share best practices, we share what is the regulation, and hopefully adopting a few useful parts by the Indonesian government in their own regulation. So, of course, Indonesia is evolving step by step on many things for the certification part, but of course, they need to make sure that they can align with the European ones. However, I have to say that we are also facing some kind of challenges with halal certification. Because for the moment, Indonesia is not seeing the EU as one market, which means each member state have to have their own certificator, which on some level a little bit stricter than other halal certificator. Let's say products in the Middle East that Hungarians are exporting, to get the certification is not as difficult as getting for the Indonesian standard, which of course we have to emphasize it that as the EU, if Indonesian products are approaching the EU, that means one big market, and we expect the same, like from one big market we are exporting products or importing products to Indonesia. So for sure each of us have their things that we need to learn from each other and see that what are the standards. But I also believe that these kind of standard requirements can help Indonesia to develop the industry and to know that what are those kind of minimum standards that can make the product more higher quality.
Yeah, indeed. So that's the point. We try to adapt each other with both country standard, and I think it's natural if the product of the production is fulfilling the needs of the market. And let's change the topic into the educational program that you are really well known from Hungarian Embassy with so many activity in this past year. So in your well-known scholarship programs, Hungarian scholarship program, what new opportunity might be available for Indonesian students or academic in today's or in the near future?
So the scholarship program is called Stipendium Hungaricum, which is a worldwide scholarship program given by the Hungarian government. We give in the ASEAN region around 1,000 scholarships, and to Indonesian students every year 110 full degree scholarship, which means it can be a bachelor, master, or PhD programs as well for all of the years, and it is covered by the Hungarian government. The tuition, the accommodation, the insurance, and even some stipends and pocket money, although that's more moderate, but still it is part of the whole package, and technically only a plane ticket is needed from the Indonesian student to arrive to Hungary and start their higher education studies. I believe this is a very particular opportunity. This is not very common in other countries to give in such a big number and in such a comprehensive type of scholarship. And of course, the type of the studies are very high variety. More than 600 programs are available
600
from
programs?
28 universities. So it can be also shorter term, so it is not necessarily the whole degree program, but in the scholarship, the quota for the 110, we are dividing the type of degrees, which degree has how much quota. For example, we are trying to target the PhD programs because we believe that many students, when they think about to go abroad, they usually choose more known countries like the Netherlands or France or Germany. And it is not very easy to sell, even though I believe that the quality of the education is still quite good in Hungary. But for PhD studies, they have some kind of very particular field of research. And that could be, defined by the universities, that what are their strengths, what they are good at. Like for medical studies, for example, or engineering. And the students can see the ranking of these universities, so it's maybe easier to decide to go to Hungary and do the PhD studies. And what we see is very important to the Indonesian government is education, and on so many levels, but one is very particular about their aim to make the Indonesian university lecturers to have a PhD, because 40% already have the master degree, but they want them to go and pursue their more higher education or research activities. So this could be a great opportunity for them to come to Hungary, and when they return back to Indonesia, they will be the professors in these universities. So obviously, this will make the university, the quality of the education in the university even higher and better ranking as well, which globally makes it more competitive.
Okay, you mentioned about research. How easy Indonesian academic to if they choose to get a higher level education in Hungary, how easy they can do research in Hungary for their field?
It's part of the program, so there is a mandatory research they have to do, and usually they are well connected to the private sector as well. So together with companies, many universities are doing their research and development. This is the scholarship part. Also, someone can go as long as they belong to a university and make them a candidate for PhD. They can find opportunities. There are other type of scholarship programs as well. So this is not the only chance to use the Stipendium Hungaricum, but there are other options. But also in the private sector, they are always looking for the talented researchers who are there for the industry. In Hungary right now, we are attracting a lot of investors, mostly from the electronic vehicle production or manufacturing. We have the biggest car manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes, Audi, BYD is just setting the new factory, but also the subsectors, for example, for the batteries like CATL. They just invented $7.4 billion US. So this industry is big. We have the whole ecosystem. But the Hungarian government is giving some kind of exemptions or some ease on taxation if these companies are creating jobs, new workplaces, and also they bring their research and development activities in the country. I think Indonesia has something very similar, these kind of aims that bring here the innovation researching part, because that has a very high added value. And people are coming from all around the world, so even Indonesian researchers or experts can come to Hungary and work for these big companies and doing the innovation part.
The education, the research, and the innovation in one place of Hungary.
Yes.
So it's very interesting, Sobat Baca. Jadi kalau yang belum tahu, Hungaria punya kelebihan edukasi dalam bidang teknologi electronic vehicle. Tadi sudah disebutkan, you mentioned a lot about the BMW technical and to BYD technical. Jadi kalau Anda tertarik, silakan kontak-kontak ke Embassy Hungary.
And it's very important, I would like to emphasize, the application period starts on the 15th of November. until the 15th of January next year. So this is the right time to apply for the scholarship.
So some people say about diplomacy, it finds its soul in culture. So now let's discover a glimpse of Hungarian heritage through the eye of Your Excellency. So I'm still curious about how you engage a lot of community in Indonesia. So how do you see about the role of civil society and culture community, especially cultural community, in strengthening bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Hungary?
I believe the people-to-people connection is just as important as the political or business, because that's a typical soft diplomacy tool that usually is the easiest, but we have the less capacity to do it, like the cultural engagement, education, or other kind of activities. And for sure we are trying to put more emphasis on that as well. That's why I am trying to engage as much as I can with universities to give guest lectures about Hungary or anything that is related to diplomacy, to know me better as well as a person, like how is diplomatic life. But of course the role of these communities is also very important. For example, the Indonesian groups of the students, the community in Hungary is actually a very, very active group, and it is very good to see that how much they are trying to stick together. They are also doing a lot of activities to showcase the Indonesian culture to Hungarian people. And of course we are also trying to build here the alumni community. The Hungarian government is trying to give us some support to make sure that those Indonesian students who studied in Hungary and then they return back, we have the connection with them, and from every year to year we have some gatherings, they can reunite again, and this is a great way to, because these are the people who are the bridge. These are the people who know about Hungary, and then when they return back to Indonesia, hopefully say only nice things about us, and later on they might be the future leaders of the country as well. And when they will think about Hungary, they might have, this could be an influence on them. So this is why it's very important that this is a long-term investment from the Hungarian government when they decide to give these scholarships, because maybe after 4 years they will not be anymore the governing government, so that's still something that these years will define their lives later on, and maybe in 10 or 20 years later they will become the leaders of this country.
Yeah, you mentioned about bridge, Hungarian culture as a bridge to Indonesian public. I can say that, right? Okay. So if you can introduce one unique Hungarian culture as a bridge to Indonesian people, what would you choose?
I think the easiest one is gastronomy, because everybody likes to eat, and Indonesia's culture is very much
Me, of course.
revolving around food.
Yeah.
Indonesia is very proud of all the dishes, like each state or each regions, even each towns has, because they all have their own kind of culinary. And I think there are a lot of similarities with the Hungarian cuisine, because Hungarian people are also soup people, so we really like our soups, which are very hearty soups. For example, the goulash soup, which is very well known all around the world. It is with beef, with carrot, potato. It is not like a very elegant food, but it's a very tasty one. And we are using our spices as well. The paprika from Hungary is one of the best quality, so it gives a special taste for Hungarian dishes.
Hungarian people like spicy.
We also have, we also have our own kind of sambal, which is like a chili paste, and the Hungarian people like spicy. Maybe not as much as Indonesian people, but we definitely have our own type of sambal. And I think this, for Indonesian people, they really like to try the Hungarian food, and they can feel related because the soups, even the main dishes on some level they are similar. Of course, the ingredients are different because we don't have the same vegetables. But as for the meat, we have very similar dishes like rendang. We also have our own kind of beef stew. So I think if Indonesian people visit Hungary, they can enjoy very much the culinary and the gastronomy.
Okay, for the 9 years you've been here, of course you already tried the rendang,
Yes.
right? So, what is your most favorite cuisine in Indonesia until today?
I'm a very simple person. My favorite is soto ayam.
Soto ayam.
Because that's not a difficult dish.
Which soto ayam?
Complicated. I don't know, basic with the chicken soup, with not the spicy. Because I'm a little bit sensitive for spicy food, so I have to admit those dishes are not my first choices, which I know that will be extremely spicy. But soto ayam is always, a comfort food. This is something like each nation has their own type of chicken soup. And I always like to have like a nice hot soup with a lot of veggies, with the chicken. So definitely it's one of my ultimate favorite. I also like soto kudus. That's something that has a very special taste as well. So yeah, I think I like the soups.
It's definitely give us a warm feeling, right? What about the Hungarian cuisine? Which is the most Hungarian cuisine that most liked by Indonesian people? Have you ever
I think definitely most well known is the goulash soup. Goulash
soup, goulash soup.
In other parts of Europe, for example in Germany, goulash is a stew, but in Hungary it's a soup. This is something that, because it is made with beef, it is halal, but it is, as I said, like a lot of vegetables in it. I think that's definitely one of the number one most liked dish. But at the National Day reception that I hosted this year and last year as well, we tried to serve some other Hungarian dishes. So with the chicken paprikás, which is also like it's a stew, but with paprika powder, some sour cream. People liked it very much. We had langos, which is this is like a fried dough, and the Indonesian people like fried things as well very much. So it's a simple.
We enjoy the dough, not about that.
Exactly, with a lot of cheese. So this is something that Indonesian people are not afraid to try because they see some kind of similarities with their own cuisine.
Yeah, we have a big curiosity about the new menu of cuisine or gastronomy. So we talk a lot in this video. It's inspired me to write poetry, rhyme and poetry. So if you don't mind, I would like to read it for you. So from Jakarta to Budapest, the lessons stand tall. The diplomacy begins when we listen to all. So thank you very much, Your Excellency, for sharing your insight today. I think it's very valuable for our viewers. Thank you very much. And thank you Sobat Baca. Sudah bergabung dengan kita hari ini. Silahkan tulis komentar di channel kami tentang ide-ide atau pembahasan yang menarik untuk Diplomatic Club hari ini. Jangan lupa like dan subscribe. Sampai jumpa di episode berikutnya. Tetap explore dan tetap semangat. Sampai jumpa. Goodbye.